All right, let's try the same thing with the back door here. Let's go to the side view and wireframe again. And once again, let's go ahead and press Shift A and create a polygon plane. And from here, I'll just press RY90 and turn it. And I'll hit G and move it up into place. And let's go ahead and scale it down and match up one of these corners. How about this one right here? Let's just go ahead and match that one up there. Tab into edit mode, select a point, and let's just start moving these points into place again. I'll grab this one and let's move this up to here. And this one, I'll move right to there. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let's select this one so we have that edge selected, and let's hit E and pull down, and I'll just line up this one right here. And then I'll grab this one, hit G and move it so it lines up with that edge on the cab again. And if I select these two, we can select that edge, hit E, bring it down to about right here, and move this one over to there. And then looks like we just need one more. I'll extrude down and match this one up here. And then I'll grab this one, hit G, and move that over there. Now let's take a look at it. I'm probably going to have to move it to the side here. Let's do that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. We have our edge there where it's going to mold around the cab. So now I think what we can do is go ahead and press Control A and apply the rotation and scale. And then I'll go to the modifiers panel here, add modifier, and let's go ahead and choose shrink wrap again. And then we need to click on the eyedropper and select the cab. And there we go. And this time it's shrunk up quite a bit. So let's go back to the side view with wireframe and let's try and move these points back to where we think they should be. I'll hit tab, and once again, let's turn on the edit cage here so the points coincide with the shrink wrapped version, and I'll hit G and start moving these up into place. Hit G and let's bring this up right up. That one kind of pops a bit. We may have to adjust this one after we've applied the shrink wrap modifier. But let's go ahead and get this one in place right here. And this one in place. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at it. I'll go back to solid mode and go to object mode, and that looks pretty good. It's just that that one point right there isn't quite aligned with the reference image quite yet. So what let's do is let's go ahead and click apply over here. And now let's go back to that side view and see if we can get that point more in line. So I'll just grab that and let's just move it right down here. There we go. All right, so now if we take this and we move it out, here it is. Now that we've done this, we can go ahead and add the solidify modifier. Let's do that. Add modifier solidify right here. And then I'll increase the thickness just a bit, something like that. And now let's bring it back in. So I'll slide it back in like this. Oh, something about like that. Now let's cut it with the Boolean modifier. Let's select the cab and click Add Modifier, Boolean. And down here, we'll go ahead and click the eyedropper and select the door. Now let's hit Apply. And let's move that out. Select the door, let's move it out and see how we did. Yeah, that's not too bad. All right. So let's go ahead and bring it back in just like that. And maybe just like I did before, I'll shrink it down just a little bit. Like that maybe. And maybe grab this and move it over. There we go. And let's push it back in. Now it looks like I've got an edge right there that's just a little bit off. I could maybe take this. Let's see if we can pull that out just a bit to kind of flatten that up just a bit like this. There we go. Sometimes you got to do that, and that's fine. And also we can still see that edge here. So if I selected it and went to Object and Shade Smooth. Oh, I don't think I selected it. Let me select it again. Shade Smooth. There we go. Okay. So now Let's grab this with Auto Smooth and take it down until we can just see that edge, but not the one above it. There we go. So I had to go down below 12 degrees there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, so now we have the two doors. If I spin around over here, we don't have them on the other side. We could combine these two. Say select this one and then this one and press Ctrl J. And then what we could do is mirror these over. I could take this origin, put it down to the 3D cursor in the center of the grid, go up to Object here, and then set the origin to the 3D cursor. And then I could come over here to the Modifiers panel. Oh, I never applied that Solidify modifier now, did I? Well, let's undo a ways until we get back to here. And let's go ahead and apply this. I'll click Apply. There we go. And then let's combine these, Control J. And I need to redo this Auto Smooth here. There we go. And then let's move that origin to the 3D cursor. And now let's add that mirror modifier here. There we go. So now we have them on both sides. There we go. Now we had talked about working on the windows here, but I think maybe what we should do is try and get these border trim details around the door. Let's see if we can do that first. So if we go to the side view again, it's these things I'm interested in, this right here. And to do that, I think what we need to do is select these. And what I'll do is I'll tab into edit mode and go to face mode with the 3 key. And then actually I better go to solid mode for this. So I'm going to select these faces here, and let's try and just use the inset tool to create that trim around the door. So once again, I'll go back to a wireframe here. And with these faces selected, what I'll do is I'll just press the I key. And let's try this. Let's just drag in a bit like this. And that doesn't look too bad right there. Let's try that. Go back. And there we go. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Now what let's do is Alt-click between two of the faces right there, and that selects that whole border around the door there. And now let's just extrude it out just a tiny bit. I'll hit E and just pull out the tiniest bit like that. Let's try that. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm looking for there. Just that little bit of a rim around the door. Let's try that with this one over here. Once again, tab into edit mode, select these faces on the front. I'll go back to the side view, go to wireframe, and now once again, let's press the I key, and then let's move the mouse in just a bit until we get about like that, I think. All right, so now let's go ahead and go back to solid view. Let's Alt-click between two of the faces, and let's just extrude out just a little bit once again. E, and I'll just pull out just a smidge like that. All right, let's see how we did. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good, and since we had them mirrored over, it should happen on the other side as well. The only thing I see right here is this point right here should probably come up because we want these to be in line right there. So let me zoom in here and select these 2 points. And all I want to do is just slide these up just a bit. So I'll hit the G key 2 times and just slide those up like that. There we go. In addition, we could take these 2 points. Let me click over here so I can select that. And then let's go ahead and slide these down. So I'll hit G 2 times for edge slide. I'll slide that down and kind of get them in line there. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we didn't get to the windows in this video. Let's go ahead and work on those in the next.